Friends, today you are going to be inside Natural Park in Vinales. Natural Park in Vinales is protected by UNESCO from 1999. For that reason, friends, for us it's impossible using chemics or pesticide inside Natural Park in Vinales. You are going to make a tour. Inside, we cannot use machine or tractors. Okay? All the work inside Natural Park is by hands or by animals. Okay? We use all techniques. We use oxys. We use cows. We use plow. You know what plow is? The instrument tube is what we use. Again? But all process from planting to smoking. So from plant to smoke a good cigar, 1 year, 45 days. Okay? It's a long process to smoke a good cigar. Okay? Friends, the first 45 days we need greenhouse. Why? Tobacco seed, very small to plant in the land. First we need greenhouse. After 45 days, grow a plant. Around 15-16 centimeters is when we plant here in our land. Do you understand? Yep. We use to plant it, we use November and December. Again? But in just 3 months, tobacco plant get this size.
Wow.
120, 130, 140, almost 150. Again, friends, is when we cut the top. Again, we cut the top. Why? Because we cut the top already. Again, but when we cut the top, tobacco plant stop growing. Okay, but we cut the top because on the top of tobacco there is a flower. Inside the flower, the seed that we are going to use for the next plantation. It's a cycle. Do you understand? Yeah. At the same time, as I told you before, when we cut the top, tobacco plant stop growing, but the leaf get better. Again, this is the reason when we planted 25-35 centimeters each, because the leaf. Do you understand? Now, friends, then when the leaf get better is when we harvest. Do you smoke, friends? Do you smoke?
No.
No? You smoke cigars?
Yes.
Have you ever heard something about Cohibas?
Yes.
Of course, Cohiba, the most famous Cuban cigars, but also the most stronger. Again, Cohiba is coming from the top. Why, friends? When we cut the top, the most percent of nicotine. Remember, nicotine in tobacco is
It's in the top.
Yeah. Nicotine in tobacco is like a caffeine in coffee. It's natural. Again, but when we cut the top, the most percent of nicotine concentrate the leaf on the top. Again, also, friends, when we dry the leaf out, the dark leaf, the dark one in the plant, I'm going to show you that. Again, for that reason we use it to make cohibas, the leaf on the top. Again, then we use the leaf on the medium of the plant to make medium cigars, to make Montecristo, Monterrey, Partagas, and the bottom leaf, Romeo Y Julieta cigars, light cigars. Again, Winter Churchill cigars, Che Guevara cigars, Fidel Castro cigars on the top. Light, medium, strong cigars. Again,
if you cut it off, doesn't it start growing to the sides? Here, you see from here. Doesn't it start here again? To the sides. If you cut it like this,
yeah.
I think it would start like this.
Yeah. But this one we don't use it.
You don't use it. It's not like.
For example, we cut the flower last Tuesday. So the day after tomorrow, next Tuesday, we are going to harvest. Again, I not need much time to dry the leaf, but we cannot use chemic. But then, friends, when the leaf are dry, 90% of the leaf goes to the government. Again, socialism.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Let me tell you, only 10%.
10%.
Only 10% for us. Before 1959, the farm was private. But then, friends, after 1959, with the revolution through, no anymore, not private. The government said, now it's not your farm, it's my farm. If you want to keep it, you have to give me 90%. Again, we have two options, yes or yes. Yeah, tobacco is what we do for a living. If we say no, we lose the farm. Again, for that reason nowadays, my family give them 90% of the leaf that they used to make their cigars. Cigars that you can find in your country, because they put brands, they put labels. My cigars without brands, without labels, we cannot use it because government. This is the difference between their cigars and my cigars. Everything in Cuba, friends, belongs to the government. We cannot put brands in my cigars. Okay? But, listen. Okay, come on. I'm going to show you inside.
Yeah.
Do you understand anything about what I told you before? Any question you can ask me, okay?
Sure.
Look, friends. Remember what I told you before, 90% of the leaf goes to the government. In my farm, we only keep with 10%, okay? Of course, we are farmers, not dumb. We just make our best selection. This is a secret, okay? They don't pay me, okay? But we just give them 90%. There is a difference between their cigars and my cigars, as I told you before, okay? Because they put brands, they put labels, but also, they need to fermentate the leaf as me. Because when the leaf are dry, friends, it's impossible to roll a cigar.
Right.
Too dry, it breaks. Yeah. Also because the tobacco leaf is full of nicotine. Nicotine that is natural in tobacco. So, but the government don't remove nicotine. The government keep nicotine in their cigars. Nicotine don't make flavors. Nicotine make addition. Yeah. Friends, addition is what the government look for in their cigars. Okay? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Also, inside the fermentation process, they include ammoniac. Do you know what ammoniac is? It's a chemic. Ammoniac is a chemic that the government use in their cigars to preserve, to conserve cigars, to make long life in cigars, to export, to sell cigars. Do you understand? For that reason, when you see Cuban cigars, Habano cigars, with labels, with brands, again, you only keep in mouth, never inhaling, because chemic. Do you understand?
Yeah.
In my farm, French, this is the difference between their cigars and my cigars, because my cigars you can inhale if you wish, because my cigars is organic. Maybe you are thinking, what the hell is organic? Organic because we cannot use chemic.
Right.
Also, inside our fermentation process, because all inside my fermentation process is natural. Again, our purpose is concentrate the most percent of nicotine in the central vein of tobacco leaf. How we make it? We prepare a cocktail with vanilla, rum, honey, and natural water.
What is vanilla?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Sorry. Yeah.
Vanilla, honey, rum, and natural water. We prepare a cocktail. When the leaf are dried, we put 50 kilos of tobacco leaf inside a big box, a big package of Royal Palm leaf. I'm going to show you the material. So 50 kilos inside that package. Okay, we spray the leaf with the cocktail. Close the package during 6 months in the shade. Again, resting. At the same time, the leaves absorb flavors, smells. Again, so after 6 months, when we open the package, 98% of the nicotine concentrate in this vein, the central vein of tobacco leaf. I only have 10%, friends. For me, it's easy to remove the vein. Okay, if I remove the vein, I remove the most percent of nicotine in tobacco leaf. To make our cigars, so it's impossible to make one cigar without nicotine. We just make cigars with almost 2 or 3% of nicotine. For that reason, we call it puros. We call it organic cigars. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, friends, I'm going to show you how I roll a cigar. Okay? If by any reason you want to try to smoke one cigar with me, you can do it. Okay?
All right.
Come on. First, this is our package. This one, the material is Royal Palm leaf. The same material what we use to fermentate the leaf. We use it, friend, because I told you before, it's a natural humidor. But also, it's a protector to protect our cigars. Royal Palm. For that reason, also we use it inside the material as our fermentation process. Royal Palm. Okay? Now, friends, I'm going to show you how I roll a cigar. First, would you like to try to smoke one?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something before. Cigars, pure cigars, traditional, you can dip in something. Again, if you are drinking whiskey, before lighting cigars, you can dip in whiskey. It's good. Here we use black rum, Habana Club, Añejo Especial. Whiskey for us is expensive, but we have Habana Club. Okay, so we dip in Habana Club, but you can do the same. So you can dip in whiskey, cognac, armagnac,
Scotch.
wine, the same, okay?
Yeah.
It's just to change tobacco taste. But in my farm we use honey. Honey because traditional of Che Guevara. Okay? Che Guevara was a doctor, was asthmatic. Honey doesn't cure the asthma, just make it sweet and light to smoke. Also because it's a natural filter, it's a protector for the lips. For that reason we use honey. Okay? Have you ever tried with honey? No? First time for you? We are going to start.
Let's start.
Put honey in the mouth.
Sweet.
It will be a shy guy.
Was denn? Never ever.
It's sweet.
Very sweet.
Also seems light for you. It's not like a cigar that you smoked before. Do you understand? This one is without nicotine, without chemical.
Mild.
We're going to use 4 leaf. Okay? It depends of the size of the cigar. Okay? It's good, friend.
So good. It's different.
Remember, to smoke a pure cigar, you need to roll in the mouth or to roll in the finger because it doesn't have chemical to burn. Do you understand?
Oh, so you have to have
Look. After the fermentation, the most percent of nicotine concentrated in the central vein. If I remove the central vein, I remove the most percent of nicotine. Again? 3 parts to make 1 cigar, friends. Outside leaf. Combustion leaf. Combustion leaf in cigars is like a paper in a cigarette. You understand? And all cigars inside like this. Just tobacco leaf. Again. This is filler, friends, to balance a cigar inside. Again, this is binder, this is wrapper. Again, look, we got here and here to balance a cigar inside, and then we roll it one by one like this. Again, like this one. Then, friends, we put inside combustion leaf. Here we are going to use honey as a glue. Factory use maple syrup from Canada. Again. Finally, the outside leaf. The outside leaf, friends, always in this form, diagonal. Again, you see, we open the leaf, always in this form. And we just roll it like this one. We have a cigar. No machine, no technique, only by hands. But now, friends, it's not good to smoke. It needs days to dry it. Again, now it's humid. It's coming from fermentation process. Also because honey. Again, down is humid. It's like after 5 mojitos. Again, then friends, it needs 3 days to dry. After 3 days, he's going to be dried and the same time press himself. Is when we store inside this package. The name of the material here, sorry friends, we cut a small piece. Again, a small piece with honey as a beauty of the cigar. again, is what we cut the game to smoke. After 3 days is when we store inside this package. Again, inside the humidor. The name you know because I told you before, Royal Family. Again, but beside the humidor, friends, is our label. This one, you can take to any country in the world without any declaration because classified like a handicraft. Artisany. Cigars without labels classified like a souvenir. Do you understand? For example, you can take to your country maximum 50 per person with labels and 50 without labels. More than 100 you have to pay tax. But you just declare with labels. Without labels classified like a souvenir.